Welcome students. For today's class, today we are going to learn about project planning, which comes under your module 5, and this is the first topic of your module 5, that is project planning. And inside this project planning we are going to see about the software pricing too, and you can see the topics which we are going to cover it up today. So here we have some of the topics, that is software pricing, plan driven development, project scheduling, agile planning, estimation techniques, and COCOMO cost modeling. So out of this, in your project planning, the two topics, that is agile planning and COCOMO cost modeling, is not there. But I just want to go through that. At least you will have the idea, because nowadays wherever you will join for any of the companies, they are going to follow about the agile plannings. Okay, so you should have the at least the brief idea about what is the meaning of your agile and all, and how it works. And the COCOMO cost modeling is also a very important topic, which comes under your estimation technique itself. Still, I have given here the different topic, which in brief we are going to learn about your COCOMO cost modeling. So there will be some formulas, mathematical formulas, and according to the mathematical formulas we have to go through that. So moving towards the next topic. So here first we have to understand that what do you mean by project planning. So this project planning, you can say that it is a methodology and it comes under your project management. Okay, that is the first point you have to remember. The project planning is a methodology which comes under your project management. So why we want this project planning? So before starting any of the software project, it is very essential that you should have the planning of your project. Okay, so if you won't plan it properly, or if you have not distributed the task among your resources properly, individually, with all the resources, then it will be quite difficult for your software development. That is the reason we want the planning of a project. Okay, and also if you will have a good planning, then definitely it will give you the effective software development. Okay, so that is the reason we used to go for the planning always. And also you have to remember that, as I have told, the first point itself, it comes under your project management, right? So if it comes under your project management, then project planning has to be organized. Okay, and also it has to be integrated towards your management process in such a way that it has to be focused on all the variety activities, whatever, if you want to finish your project. Okay, if you want to complete your project, then you should focus some activities which is very required for your completion of the project. Okay, if you won't have that kind of planning, then maybe it will give you some kind of your obstacles, you can say, which can give you some kind of changes once you have go ahead with the project. Fine. So if you have go ahead with the project, in the sense, suppose you have reached already with the implementation part, and now you are feeling like, okay, I should have changed the project, the planning, whatever I required, or maybe whatever the resources you have been utilized, that resources are very few resources, those who know, those who have the knowledge of only the skilled manner. Correct. So that time what you have to do, you have to change. So you will be in a like big problem that time, and you won't have any tentative solution that time, that okay, if I'll do this I can come out of this. No, it's not possible. So that time what you are going to do, you should have the prior planning. If once you are going to start with any of the software project, you have to define the roles, the responsibility of all the project management, of all the team members, and what kind of problems it can come in the future. You have to answer, or you have to be ready with the upcoming problems, and you have to ensure that all the team members, those who are there, they are very quite suitable for your business objectives and all. And also you have to check all the feasibility of the schedulement and the requirements, specifications. You know already waterfall model, right? So according to that, you should have the planning. Then only you can determine your project constraints. Otherwise, what will happen is sometimes instead of team members, some individual people also will be there, those who can help for your project. So you need to plan that also in such a way like they can helpful for your project. That includes your senior management people, or you can say that project management peoples, or some team members. Okay, so they will be responsible to employ any of the team members, or if you want any of the more resources, they can they can highlight all the team members or resources, those are good enough to do that kind of work and all. So generally what will happen is you have to plan in such a way that, and you should have the bond between your project managers and the developers in such a way that, so if you are going for any kind of your planning determinations, or if you want to track any kind of your activities of your project, then it has to go very smoothly. So that is the meaning of your project planning. So the same thing whatever I have told you, I have written in 2 points. I have made it very comprised way so that you can understand also, and I hope whatever I'm trying to make you to understand, you have understood. So the major thing of your project planning is, before starting any of the project, you should have the proper planning, and you should assign the work to all your project team members, and you should be ready with the upcoming problems with your tentative solutions and all. And also you have to understand that the project plan is nothing but it will be a just start of your project, okay, where you are going to communicate with the work done with your project team members, senior management, the customers, or everyone, or maybe the individual helpers. And also it will help you to progress the project. So if you won't plan properly, maybe you won't get the output properly. So before starting any of the plan project, software project, you should have the proper planning. Now moving towards the next slide, we have some of the stages that is known as your planning stages. So what happens in your planning stages? So the first, we will have the proposal stage. Okay, there will be some stages. The first one will be your proposal stage, where it is going to have the contract in between the customer and the software system. So it means that whenever you will meet with your customer, you have to understand what all are the requirements are there, what all are the specifications you need to provide, and all such kind of things. So that time you should have one proposal. Okay, I have to do in this way so that like I can achieve my proposal, I can plan my future project and all. So that things and all has to be done inside your proposal stage. So inside your project startup phase, what will happen is, so here you have to plan your project, okay, because as it is a startup project, the planning is very necessary. Why it is necessary? Because like if you want to go for any effective planning, then you should find out the objective, what you should have the objective, and how you're going to schedule it, and it has to be very clear and understandable. So if someone else also will see about this project planning and all, they will be able to understand, okay, this is the reason due to which we want the plannings and all. Fine. So and also you have to analysis that time, that if I'm planning in this way, then what will be my risk factor. Okay, so because the risk factor is a very plays a very vital role inside our projects. Why it is like that? Because there will be some senior management peoples and team members, those who will consider about the risk of your like project. For example, suppose the user, if they want that some changes in the requirements when the already project has been in the progress, or already it has been started. So in that time what will happen? You have to estimate the time and the cost of your project, okay, if you are going for the new requirements. So that time what will happen? That will be your outside of your budget, right? Because you have fixed with your project budget, so it will go outside of your project. So definitely your project will be into the risk. And suppose after adding your new requirements and you found that your project is not running, so that is also a big loss of your project. So before going and before starting with how you are going to start with all these things, so it's a very genuine thing that you have to declare all these things in your startup phase, so that you can meet with the quality standards and you can produce all the quality deliverables inside your projects. Fine. So now the next, once you have gone through your startup phase, the next one will be your how you are going to work out through your project. Fine. So how you are going to do? Suppose if you want to modify whatever I told you just now, so that comes once after your startup phase, like your addition of your new requirements, or if you want to modify some of the things, or if you want to delete some of the entities, that comes just after your project. Okay, once you have started with your project, so that time you have to lighten your experience, that those who are there, the resources and all, how they are experienced, how much knowledge they have, and are they capable to tackle all the the skills, upcoming skills and all. So that is also very much required for your project. So you need to monitor all these things with your progress of work. So this comes under your planning stages. Moving towards next one, in detail we will go inside your proposal planning. So as I already told you that this is nothing but this is just a outline of your requirements, where you are going to draw the line that how much I want, how much I can give the proposal for this project. And here you are going to provide the informations, whatever is going to settling with the price or with the budget of your customer. Suppose if the customer wants to spend X amount of price, then you cannot make it as Y. You have to see within the X only. Okay. So that kind of project pricing will come into the picture, where it can estimate how much will be the cost and how you are going to develop, and how what kind of staffs are there, what kind of your, what will be your hardware and software cost, and all these things. So this kind of things comes under your project pricing. Okay, that also you should have a knowledge before planning, before giving your proposal to any of your customers. So now moving to the next one, you can see here project startup planning. So here, as it is a project startup planning, so what you are going to do, it should have how much you know about the requirements, and what is the purpose of your project, how you are going to do it. So generally you have to divide it in some two ways. The first way will be like project objective. What is your objective? How you are going to start with your project? And the next one will be your business objective. How much you can earn from that objective? Okay. So commonly these two project objective and the business objective, you have to do with some of the planning and all. So before starting any of the project, you need to have the complete implementations and all. You should have the complete idea, the design part very clearly, so that it can give you the proper profit. And also you should have a planning on your project budget and the staffing. So what is that project budget? Already we discussed. That is also known as your how much amount you want to spend for this project. And if you are spending that much of amount, and if any new requirement comes in the future, that time you should able to bear that project with the profit. That is the one thing. And the next thing will be, suppose if you have the good staff or good persons and all, that time what will happen, they are, if they are quite okay with the latest technology and all, then definitely according to your plan, the project, you can allocate all the resources. So these things and all are going to be in a monitor mechanism way. Okay. So there will be a set of people, those who are going to monitor your project in a very sequence manner. And this kind of project setup plan, where we are going to apply the agile development, and where we are going to allow all the resources to be allocated in the project. So that again, that will be a different story about your agile development, how they are going to work out. But you should know now that you, before starting any of the project, you should have the startup planning. Okay. So moving towards the next one, we are having the development planning. So now here, what is the development planning? Once you are entered into your project life cycle and all, once you have set up your goal, what you are going to do now, next thing will be that you have to go inside your development planning, where already your objectives and scope of your project is declared, and also you know that what kind of techniques you are going to use to perform your project planning, and also you have already amended with the project progress, and you know what all are the softwares, hardwares you are going to utilize, and with the development you have to declare here all the project schedules and milestones, the resource requirement, the risk associated with the project, because from here only we have to start with your cost estimation factors. So everything has to be regularly revised while doing the project or while you are already in the mid of the project. So that is known as your development or development planning, where you are going to here you have to identify the project requirement also, and you are going to work on that also. So identification of the project, planning process, development planning, cost estimation, everything comes under at a time here itself in this channel. So now, next one, moving towards the first topic of your module, that is known as your software pricing. So what is now the software pricing? So if a software pricing, already we know that there is a major things happens here, and it is a very important topic of our software pricing, where we are going to estimate some of the software pricing, like how it is going to affect our project, and how we can have the cost estimation things in the software engineering, because definitely it is concerned with the financial spend on the effort, how you're going to develop or test the softwares. So this is a very important topic, and where you are going to use uh, okay, so now moving towards your next slide, let's go here. So now you can see here the software pricing. So what do you mean by whatever I told you just now? So it is going to discover the cost and to the developer of producing how the software system has to be produced. Okay, so here you have to take all the you have to go into the all the account system, hardware system, software system, everything, the training cost, the effort cost, everything you have to go, and you need to find out that how much effort has to be required to finish each of the activity. And also you should have one kind of your calendar time, where it is very necessary to understand how you are going to complete the each activity, and what will be the total cost of your each activity. So here the major thing is that you should not have, it's not a very simple thing, it should have the relationship in between the development cost, and also it should have the price whatever has been charged from your customer side. So if you are going to see about the software pricing, here you have to estimate the cost in such a way that the project whatever has been scheduled before, it has to be carried out together in a very proper manner, so that the cost of your developments whatever has been derived before, it will be the primarily effective on your cost of effort whatever you are giving. So here what will happen, the effort also has to be computed, because here whatever we have written, the training and cost, effort cost, that effort also is a pricing module. So here that also has to be computed, so that we can use both cost and the schedule estimations. Okay, so whenever we will start the project, we have to use the initial cost estimation, which has to be used to establish any kind of your budget of your project. Okay, and also it has to set a price, okay, for your software of any of the customers. So you have to calculate your total cost. How you're going to calculate the total cost? You have to find out the software development project cost, and also with that the hardware cost, the traveling or training cost, the effort cost, whatever has been written here. So all these things has to be put it into the account, and where you can discover the total cost. So in that way you have to find out the software pricing module. Okay, so now if I will just move towards the next slide, we'll just go to the next slide. What all are the factors are there which affect your software pricing? So if I'll go to the first one, you can see the contractual terms. What is the contractual terms now? So suppose any customer are willing to allow any of the developer that we are the ownership of the source code, and if you want to reuse it in your other project, then we have to charge the price. Okay, we have to charge maybe less than of your software source code, but we are going to charge it. So it means that what, if you are going to start a new project, and if you are going to start with a new source code from the beginning, then definitely it will charge you more. But if you are going to utilize or reuse the source code which is already available in the half price or less than the price whatever has been charged, then definitely it also affect your software pricing. Your cost estimation will be less. So that is also one kind of your factor which arise inside your software pricing. What is the next one? You can see cost estimate uncertainty. What is that? Now, suppose if any of the organization is very unsure that what will be the cost estimation. So that time what they are going to do? They can increase their price. Okay, like no, like if I'll compare about the normal pricing and all. So from the normal profit, they will just increase their price and they'll say that this is my cost estimation. So that also can affect your software pricing. Then what is the next one? You can go for the financial health. Okay, so here what will happen is the developer sometimes they will have the financial difficulty where they can lower their price, like if they want to gain the contract. Fine, how it is, we have a contractual terms. So if they want to like if they have already, they are in the financial problem, so they can just lower their price that I don't want my 5 rupees of profit, I'm very happy with my 3 rupees of profit. So that way also they can have the factors can arise in their economical times, and that kind of cash flow is very important. If you want to have a little profit, at least you have to go for that kind of factors. So now here we have some more that is known as your market opportunity. So what is that? So once you are going to quote your lower price, and then if you want to wish that if you wish that okay, I just want to increase my price because as per the software market my price is very less, then according to your lower profit, you have to just maintain your lower profit, and then you can go for your increasing the price. If it is selling, then it is very good, you can have a greater profit, and if it is not, then also no problem, you can utilize it for your new products. That is known as your market opportunity. And for this market opportunity, always you have to follow the market than the to find out the latest price. And the next one, next factor is requirements volatility. What is that? So here if you want to change your requirements likely, if you want to change your requirements oftenly, and if you want to go for your lower price, then that time you have to go through the contract, because that only can help you if you are having any new requirements. Otherwise you have to charge a high price if you are not changing, like if you are not using your contract based. Then the next one will be pricing strategies. We have some pricing strategies here. What is that? The first one, that is known as your underpricing. So now here what is the meaning of your underpricing? So here already the company will be a underprice, okay, of a system, like below to the price whatever has to be settled down. So now here what is happening, the contract, okay, it will allow that how you are going to retain the staff for your future opportunities, so that we can utilize them within our under pricing limit, and we can utilize them. And if we want any kind of like if you want to gain the access from your new market area, that also the company can do it. And the next one will be increase the pricing. So what do you mean by now increase pricing? So in this increase pricing, it will be a very crucial factor, you know. And here the buyer, what they will do, they will wish to buy any of the product with a very fixed price contract. Okay, then they will sell that one with the increased price. So what will be the profit? So you know the profit and loss. So how you are going to calculate the price? So definitely there will be a very good profit, and which can like accept the unexpected risk. There will be no risk at all. Fine. So moving towards the next one, how you are going to win in your pricing. So here the software has to be priced according to the software developers, like how much the buyer is willing to pay. That is a major area here. So here the first thing will be that how the buyer is going to willing to pay and how they are going to do it. So that has to be a winning case for your pricing module. And suppose if it is very less according to your development cost, then the software functionality also will get reduced, fine, with the view of your, if you have added any new or extra functionalities, then also the development cost will get reduced. That cannot be give you a winning chance. And additional to this kind of your cost, you may add some of the requirements which has to be changed. Like if you are going from your higher level, lower level to your higher level, then the price also can change, and you will have a very short fall on your original price, which will not give you that much of loss. But if you want to win that, the next project, or you can invest the same amount of price and you can have a better chance. So this is all about your software pricing. In the next class, we are going to start with our plan driven development. And till here, I have completed your first part of your module 5, that is project planning and software pricing. Hope you have understood this. Thank you.